Hello, I'm Madeline Tynan from the Tynan Motor Group, and we're here to empower you today with Richard Deignan from Black Forest Smokehouse. Hello, Richard.
Hello, Madeline. How are you?
Thank you so much for joining us. It's really great that we as a community can work together to sort of see us through what's been happening. But first of all, I just want to take you back. It's been about 6 weeks now that we've been going through this. What was your first initial reaction when we were told, okay, this virus has hit? Your business obviously is in smoked meats. That's your original part of the business, and now you've gone into BB products, which is the dried meats.
Yep.
What happened? You supplied the major hotels in Sydney. You're one of the biggest suppliers of bacon and ham and sausages, etc. What did you initially think?
Okay, so 6 weeks ago, basically Black Forest Smokehouse lost 80% of its business overnight. The hotels, restaurants, airlines, cruise ships that we supplied into obviously dried up. Everything stopped. So it was a daunting time for us. The only bright spot on the horizon was that our other business, BB Products, which we supply into supermarkets, was stable because of the continued support for supermarket buying and the panic buying that took place in the early days of this pandemic.
So did you move any of your staff? I know you put staff off. I mean, obviously that was, you're nimble enough as a family company. You have your wife Kim with you and your son Joshua working there. You were nimble enough to say, okay, what do we do? Let's look at the cash flow. How are we going to put cash flow back into the business? Did you put people off, or did you move them, or how did you attach that?
Okay, so it's a combination of both. We transferred some staff from Black Forest to BB because we knew that the uptake of supermarket products was going well. And we also had to unfortunately stand some staff down. When you lose 80% of your business, you know that you're in trouble.
What about product though? I know with quite a lot of different people I've been speaking to, they were left with a lot of product that they couldn't freeze, they couldn't do anything, and so they ended up giving it out to people in need. Were you able to save a lot of that product?
We're very fortunate that we had other outlets that we're able to shift some of our bulk products to. Bacon is one particular item that we have been stuck with, so we've had to obviously freeze quite a few pallets of bacon, and hopefully when we come out of the other side of this, we might be able to sell that product.
Right. So with the cash flow, then obviously that with the hotels etc. just completely closing so quickly. Was there a problem in closing off accounts and things like that with these big companies? Yeah,
absolutely. I think we're very fortunate that our cash flow has always been reasonably stable. So we knew that we had a limited period of time to react, and so we had to react quickly and shut down parts of the business that we knew that we could do without and maintain a skeleton staff to get us over the next 4, 6, 8 weeks.
So therefore, your skilled workers in that area, you would definitely try and keep and keep them in the business somehow.
That's right. So with the advent of the government's JobKeeper program, we've obviously been able to keep hold of some of our key staff, our key personnel. And that's made a big difference, obviously, in making sure that when we do get through the other side of this, that we've got the capability to kick off again.
Right, so therefore I'm looking now at your marketing, right? You've never really had to market. Your product was that good, it was out there, it was being taken up by these major companies. It was all about personality, it was all about your personality, meeting with these people.
And relationships.
Right? So now all of a sudden you're going, okay, we need to get cash flow into the business. You had to reinvent yourself. How did that happen? How did you and Josh and Kim, what did you look at and how did you do that?
Great question. I think from the early days, Josh basically was able to think outside the square and reinvent ourselves online, to an online platform that we had no idea how it was going to turn out. So fast forward 4 weeks down the track, we are selling bunker down boxes into people who are self-isolating, people who don't want to go to, obviously, to supermarkets to shop. So we're delivering from our factory into homes, and we're being able to utilise some of our staff, some of our drivers, to obviously get some of this product reinventing it to new customers that we never had before. And it really has been an eye-opener for me, and been quite successful.
Well, would that be one of the areas that you think once we get out of this, you would take further?
Yes, look, I think in the discussions that we've had prior to the release of this platform, we've seen how it's grown and how rapidly it's grown, and it is something that we're keen to work with moving forward, particularly around Christmas time, when people often find themselves time poor, and we can certainly deliver ham and all sorts of different products to their door.
And how did you get that in technology these days? It's quite amazing. How did you, in speaking to other people that are managing this, get your payments on board through the internet, through your website? I know your web designer turned it around very quickly, but what about payments and things like that? Is that something you were worried about, or did you do? No,
because the way it's been set up, the online ordering system is paid there and then. So you have your shopping cart, you open up your cart, you put your goods in, and you pay for it all there and then, and it's in our account the next day. So it's worked out beautifully.
That's fantastic. So you've kept your drivers on then, because they're out there doing what they've got to do, so they're still out there driving. They're still committed to the product and the development of what's going on. Your cash flow is still coming back in, even though it's cut, obviously, to the bone, but it's still keeping the doors open and keeping your staff busy.
I think one of the great positives out of all of this is that by having this online presence, it's been able to normalise part of our factory staff, and that's helped a great deal with morale. It's helped a great deal to keep the lights on. It's by no means going to ever replace the business we've lost, but it has helped keep a skeleton crew of dedicated workers employed.
So how do you mentally, as the leader, and Kim, make sure that you come into work every day being positive? Not only for Joshua, being the youngest, your son, but how do you mentally and physically keep yourself well and fit to be the leader that you have to be, as well as Kim, to carry that forward in your business each day when it's hard?
Yeah, great question. I think that the leader in any business, whether it's ours or yours, needs to make sure that they're able to take their workforce with them, particularly when times get tough. And people who know me obviously know that we'll never roll over. We'll never give up. So with the help of the staff, the young people in our workforce, it's their ideas that are now keeping us moving forward and staying alive. And it's quite vibrant for me now to get up of a morning, come to work and listen to the chatter amongst the young staff about their new ideas and their new plans for the business moving forward. It's just wonderful.
So when we come out of this and we're looking at things that we want to take forward, obviously the stimulus package has been great to make sure that we've got our workers back on and we're going forward. Technology is obviously something that you didn't embrace a lot in the business. Now you've embraced it, and even social media, may I say, Mr. Deignan, which I never thought you'd do. That's sort of a part of the business that's really taken off and been a positive, where the negatives have been obviously there and very well known.
And documented,
Yeah. So Can you see anything else that would be changing within your industry, obviously with the hotels and things like that? Do you think with what they're going through with this lockdown now, will they change the way they do business with you?
I think we'll find that certain work practices and certain businesses will have a completely different outlook on how we communicate in the future. This has been nothing short of a real eye-opener for particularly my generation, who aren't terribly au fait with social media and online platforms and all the rest of it. But for our younger generation, for our younger people coming through, it's been a wonderful opportunity in the darkest of times for them to come through this and give our business other options. And that's all you can hope for.
Well, you're reliant, you were reliant on the hotel industry.
Oh, absolutely.
Which can be very fickle in one way when you have big groups that dominate and the Audis of the world. So, those dominations are there. So you broaden your business in a different way.
So we've spread our risk. So basically what this lockdown period has taught us, if anything, is that if you can spread your risk, then you have a greater chance of surviving through anything. And this has been one hell of a challenge. But given that we have great support from our customer base, our hotels, our large hotels, the Accor Group, the International Hotel Group, we've got the Ridges Group, and all of those.
They'd all be hurting at the moment.
They're all hurting, and more so. So more so than us. And you think about the damage that this has done to the cruise ships and the airlines. It's going to take a lot of time and a lot of planning for these businesses to come back online. So we're going to be doing a lot of this shuffling around and reinventing ourselves. It's just not one thing. It's going to be a continuous game of improvement that we're going to have to adopt all the way through this until we come out the other side.
Why do you think then, when I'm looking at your marketing and your bunker boxes, which are fantastic, you've got all different meats, etc. in there, you're not talking about a lower product. You're talking about a high-end product.
That's right.
Why do you think that has taken off? Like a high-end product when things are tough. We're not going out to restaurants, we're not doing all of these wonderful things. Why do you think a high-end product has taken off so much?
Because I think you just nailed it. Because we can't go out to our favourite restaurants, we can't go out to our favourite hotels and spend a weekend away with our families. People have still the want to experience the best of what they can afford. And if that means that they can come and shop with us and enjoy the meats and the variety of products that we can offer them, then all power to you.
It's quite amazing that that's turned around, because the people that, when you're feeling so down, some beautiful food, some beautiful product. I've noticed that a lot of the vegetables, etc., are all new and coming back into the marketplace there. It's really expanded which way you can look at your food and get it delivered and bring it into your home. Good quality food, that is.
That's right. I think what this has been able to do is it gives people a little bit more flexibility, rather than having to shop at supermarkets or with the IJs and the Aldis and Woolworths of the world. This enables them to be able to get restaurant quality food delivered to their door, which they've never been able to do before. So it has created a niche in the market, and we're very thankful that we've been able to find that niche and be successful at it.
I think too, Richard, to really sum it up, that basically you've been nimble enough and have been able to cut back to the bone quickly, seen the changes happen, because it was changing daily, make those changes, reinvent your business so you can take it forward. You've been one of the ones that I've seen adapt to new technology the quickest. I've had, for the people that we've been speaking to, when you haven't used it, really quick, changed the direction of your business, stepped forward and said, we're not going to be beaten. Let's just keep the doors open, keep our best staff that we possibly can, and produce the best product that we can. And when we get out of this, we'll be on top again.
That's right.
We wish you all the best, and it's great that as a community we can get together and talk about it and empower ourselves to make sure that these dark days and we come out smiling and just be joyful that we've actually got family and friends that we can move forward with. Thanks very much, Richard.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you, Madeline.